in absolute shock over what transpired in Bucha as the Russians retreated. With bodies piled up on the roads, the images coming from Kyiv suburbs are beyond horrifying. India Today's senior executive editor Gaurav Sawant and video journalist Lalit Joshi witnessed the immediate aftermath of the massacre. Here's a world exclusive.
We are currently inside Bucha, and the destruction that you see all around during the Russian occupation of this place is visible for all. Burnt vehicles, burnt malls, burnt homes, damaged and devastated in the fire and the artillery shelling, the rocket fire, the missile fire, and the destruction that's been caused to people and their homes. The Ukraine army is now coming into this area along with medical services and emergency services. They've recovered some bodies, and while the forensics and the post-mortem teams will carry out their job, but they've taken images. Several of these bodies, according to the Ukraine army, have their hands tied behind them, and they've been shot dead in cold blood in custody. Ukraine government says that this is a war crime and that they will hold Russia accountable for this, and several such bodies are littered on the streets of Bucha as we travel. India Today's team has traveled inside Bucha to get you an assessment of the ground situation nearing day 40 of this battle between Russia and Ukraine. While the Russian forces have retreated from Irpin and Bucha, it's only now that the army, the police, the medical services, the security services, they are entering this area, and this is completely abandoned. Not a soul in sight in this part of Bucha where we are right now. With us is Sasha, and Sasha is a resident of Bucha. Sasha, what happened here?
Так, я весь цей час, поки була війна, я проживала саме в Бучі. У нас є дачний райончик, я проживала це там, де якраз недалеко проходили ці воєнні дії, коли стріляли, і наші, і їхні. Там дуже багато домівок розгромило, дуже багато. І навіть деякі дома згоріли. Це я проживаю там недалеко від Гостомеля. Гостомель взагалі, кажуть, там дуже багато будинків постраждало, дуже багато. Аеропорт також. Нашу мрію вони розгромили. Наша мрія – це наш самоліт, наше достояння українське. Я б сюди прийшла, мені треба просто зв'язь, інтернет. Тут більше ніде нічого не ловить, тільки на цьому місці. Приходиться приходити сюди, дивитися,
The images here are horrifying. This is a residential block, and this has been shelled completely. Virtually every house shattered. People forced to live outside. Right now the temperature here is -2. It's snowing. It was raining a short while back, but people have nowhere to go. There is no electricity. There is no water. There is no gas. In fact, if you just come around, a few families that remain here, they're cooking their food out in the open, and we'll show you how they're surviving in this extreme cold. It's only now that the agencies have reached here, but this family, as you can see, they've got their pots outside and they're cooking a meal for them outside in the open, and yet the lady has a smile on her face in these difficult circumstances. How are you? Are you okay?
Ні, how are you? Ви мене спрашуєте, як звати, правильно я розумію? Люба. А ви мене зрозумієте, мою українську?
What are you making? What are you eating? So there's just some chicken and water. They're boiling it together. That's their only meal, because none of these houses have any power, nowhere to cook inside, no gas, and this cold. And what is actually heartbreaking in these images, we'll just walk. They live here, they eat here, and they've had nowhere else to go. So bad is the situation that Tatya has just buried her child who was killed in shelling right here. And she broke down as she explained that to me, that the child must be very cold inside. So she made a cup of tea and she's put tea and her child's favorite chocolates on that grave that has been just dug here. And there are other graves that have been dug in this area after the shelling in Bucha. The situation here, extremely heartbreaking. The manner in which these people have survived close to 40 days of an intense Russian attack, and Ukraine armies fight back in this area. The burnt infantry combat vehicle, the burnt tanks and cars on this road and several roads around give you an idea of the kind of battles that have been fought in Bucha in the past 40 days. The Russian soldiers may have retreated, but for every inch of territory there was a fierce battle with thousands of civilians unfortunately trapped in the crossfire. Now this burnt BMP, burnt infantry combat vehicle here, the burnt Lexus there, the burnt Mercedes behind that show how pitched battles were fought inside the streets of Bucha. Burnt homes, an indication that civilians were caught in this deadly crossfire that took place in this area. Svetlana, what happened here? What happened in Bucha?
Пока все страшно. Пока все страшно. Пока
Стараемся как-то ожить от того, что здесь происходило. Происходило очень страшное. Даже словами это сложно очень описать. Очень страшно все было. Вы видите, там дома, все разрушено. По жилым домам полностью гатили и градами, и какими-то этими кассетными бомбами. И, в общем, дом у нас разрушен. Полностью все окна, снаряд прилетел в крышу. Вот. Все очень страшно. У соседей тоже в дом попал снаряд. Вот. Поэтому мы надеемся, мы верим, что наши збройні сили нас захистять. Вот. Так что, как-то так. Спасибо вам.
On the outskirts of Kyiv, en route Bucha, several burnt tanks and armored personal carriers show and indicate the kind of battles that have taken place in this area. Not one, not two, but multiple burnt tanks and APCs in this area. A fierce fight has taken place. The turret completely blown off the tank. The wheels completely destroyed. And this is happening not just in one area, but multiple such locations. If you come close, we'll show you. There's another tank here that lies destroyed. There are other tanks that have been completely destroyed in the attacks that have taken place on the outskirts of Bucha. There are several unexploded shells still lying in this area, and this is the first time as we report this that several agencies are on their way. Just look around, government agencies are now on their way to Bucha to provide relief and help to those impacted by these battles. Whether it's the army that was holding ground here or emergency services who are now making their way in an attempt to bring back those who were trapped in the past 40 days of these fierce tank battles that took place in and around Irpin and Bucha on the outskirts of Kyiv in Ukraine. So after more than a month of intense shelling, Galina from Bucha is finally leaving on her cycle. How did you survive for 1 month, Galina?
I will live in a deep... А можно сказать по-русски? Bunker. Yes, we live in a deep bunker, and 3 weeks we sleep like gypsy.
Like gypsy. Did you have food? Did you have water?
A little bit, but we survive. It's okay. Russian people not. I'm so nervous.
I can understand. She is nervous. I mean, imagine more than 3 weeks living in a bunker. Now she's leaving on a cycle.
It's my cycle.
It's your cycle, and with very bare.
It's my stuff because I leave this apartment and I go now in my house.
How scared were you? What was it like when there was like boom, boom, shelling?
Boom, boom, near my house, 3 meters.
Emergency vehicles, they're leaving in a rush, and soldiers are leaving this place. So you can imagine what life is like. It's snowing. It's very cold.
Yes, too much tank, go BMP, I don't know.
Yes.
Very big.
So these were the kind of battles that were fought here. You stay safe, Galina, from Bucha. The stench of rotting flesh, burnt bodies. This car, for example, as you can make out, an explosion took place very close by. There are shrapnel marks all over, and the shrapnel has also pierced the windscreen and killed those inside. A family, you can see bodies still inside this car after so many days. Devastated, lying on the road. A man, a woman, a child, and there are bodies that are also lying on the roadside, those who were killed in the shelling in this area. And this place in Bucha perhaps witnessed very bad, very intense fighting and shelling from both sides. Russia trying to move towards Kyiv, the Ukrainian army trying to stall the advance, and the battlefield was here in Irpin and in Bucha. But today, finally, when agencies have come here after the Russians retreated towards Belarus and the Ukrainian forces have taken control of this area, it's only now that medical services are arriving here to retrieve these bodies, and there are a number of them lying on the roadside, in front of buildings, in ditches. The Ukrainian army says some of them have their hands tied behind them and they were killed in cold blood. Some others killed in shelling. With cameraman Lalit Mohan Joshi in Bucha, Ukraine, Gaurav Sawant for India.
As Russia intensifies its attack on Ukraine, people are leaving their homes and fleeing the war-torn nation and taking refuge in neighboring nation Poland. India Today's Maushami Singh with the ground report from Poland. Take a look.
So that's the story that you see unfolding in Wrocław. That is the
Thank you very much.
Good evening. And here you can see Anna, who is wishing a good day to people who walk by. She's trying to earn her bread and butter after leaving her town in Ukraine. She's left her family back home, and for 1 month she stayed with people in this city who are volunteers, and that's how she is hoping that these difficult times will be over. Offering photographs, capturing the moment for people who are enjoying their moment in the market. Anna, this is a very difficult time for you, but you still have a smile on your face.
Yes, it's true, because no one of my friends and family has died yet, and it's kept me more alive. But yes, it's a very big stress to change the town, the whole style life. It's very big stress, but I am trying to make myself home here.
Yes. How difficult was it for you? You fled your own country. Where are your friends, and where did you stay? How did you manage?
Many of my friends are in Europe now, but some of them stayed in Ukraine. In Ukraine, a lot of my male friends with their wives, because they have no opportunity to visit. A lot of my friends in Ukraine are volunteering now, providing medicines, pills for old people, for women in need, just for free.
So are you able to survive with this, earn a living and earn enough money to get food and shelter?
Yes. Also government provides some food, like help, and they also sometimes go and take it, and it very helps me. Also provide some volunteers clothes.
Right.
Yes, they took from Ukraine not so many clothes, only 2 bags with my stuff, my cat.
You got your cat? Yes. Where is she now?
It's in my flat that I'm renting.
And you stayed for a volunteers family here in Wrocław?
Yes. It's like a friend of my friend from Ukraine, but she wanted to help me, and she provides me her flat for 1 month. And she said that I have no to be in rush to left her house just in my own rhythm. In Wrocław now and in a lot of cities it's now very difficult to find a flat to rent because of too many
People coming. And in fact, Wrocław was a city where before the war, every fourth person was a Ukrainian, and this city has opened its gate for all the help that it can give to refugees. You can see that Anna here capturing the moment for several people, the smiles, even as she puts up a very, very brave front. Anna, we are very proud of you, and the whole world is supporting you all in this hour of crisis, Anna.
Oh yeah, I feel that so many countries of Europe supports us. It's very important for me. Even my friends from USA supports me, and I feel it. Also, it's transport, public transport is for free, and very helps me.
Yes. Thank you, Anna. We wish for your family all the best for you. And you can see the Ukrainian flag. Ukraine is in your heart, your country is in your heart, and all the time on your mind is your family.
Yes. I very miss my country, of my flat, of my town, of my relatives and friends, my old life. I miss my old lives that I had.
Well, we wish you all the best, and we really hope that you can go back home soon to your families. Thank you, Anna. Thank you for talking to us. India Today getting you all the ground reports from Ground Zero. We are in Wrocław, and we'll tell you the story that this city is scripting is truly historic. With video journalist Parminder Sharma, this is Mosmi Singh in Wrocław, Poland for India Today.